Minneapolis shooter's secret notebook reveals he was, quote, tired of being trans, end quote, and wrote about having brainwashed himself into a transgender identity, spiraling into a deadly rampage that devastated a community. So I'm Joseph Morris, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Today we're diving deep into 23-year-old Robin Westman's chilling manifesto, his struggle with who he was, and the tragic path to an attack on Annunciation Catholic Church. Let's start with Robert's identity crisis laid bare in his handwritten journals. Back in January 2020, at 17, Robert, born Robin Westman, legally changed his name to Robin in Dakota County, Minnesota. Court records show he identified as a woman, stating he wanted his name to reflect that choice. His mother, Mary Grace, who worked as a secretary at Annunciation Catholic School from 2016 to 2021, supported the change, a simple petition under Minnesota law. Changing a birth certificate requires a doctor's letter proving gender transition, hormones, or surgery, but there's no record of Robert pursuing that, leaving open whether he sought medical steps like estrogen or surgeries. By 2025, his perspective had shifted dramatically. In two YouTube videos, now deleted, one 10 minutes, one 20, he's seen pacing nervously, muttering to himself, and flipping through journals written in a mix of English and a homemade Russian Cyrillic code. The pages reveal deep regret. He wrote, quote, I only keep the long hair because it is pretty much my last shred of being trans. I'm tired of being trans. I wish I never brainwashed myself, end quote. He planned to cut his hair on the attack day, adding, quote, I can't cut my hair now as it would be an embarrassing defeat, and it might be a concerning change of character that could get me reported. It just always gets in my way, end quote. Another entry digs even deeper, quote, I don't want to dress girly all the time, but I guess sometimes I really like it. I know I am not a woman, but I definitely don't feel like a man. I'm stuck in this body and it's tearing me apart, end quote. He described trying on dresses in secret and then feeling ashamed, writing, I look ridiculous, but sometimes I can't stop myself. In one chilling moment, he wrote on a gun magazine, I'm the woker baby. Why so queerious? A phrase tied to his identity struggles. In the videos, he rants, I thought transitioning would fix me, but it's like I'm living a lie I can't escape. He also wrote, I hate how I'm seen as trans now, like it's all I am. I want to be more, but I don't know who that is. Another entry reveals his isolation. Quote, I stopped talking to friends because they only saw Robin, not Robert. I felt like a fraud hiding behind this name, end quote. He confessed, I look in the mirror and not recognize myself. I wanted to be someone else, but I didn't know how. In one journal, he wrote about family tension. Mom keeps asking why I'm distant, but how do I tell her I hate who I became? I try to be Robin for her, but it's like I'm betraying Robert every day. So these words show a young man haunted by his transition, torn between regret and fleeting moments of embracing femininity. His identity crisis fueling a desperate, violent plan to redefine himself. But the manifesto takes a darker turn. Robert's journals reveal an obsession with violence, fixating on the 2012 Sandy Hook massacre where 20 kids were killed. He scrawled Lanza for shooter Adam Lanza on his gun magazines, alongside, quote, for the children, ha 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 ha, and kill Donald Trump. He wrote 6 million wasn't enough, a hateful Holocaust reference, and labeled a smoke grenade Jew gas. His notebooks included a detailed sketch of Annunciation Church's layout titled Annunciation from Memory in Cyrillic, showing he'd scouted the place he attended until graduating in 2017. He wrote, quote, I'm feeling good about Annunciation. It seems like a good combo of easy attack, form, and devastating tragedy. I want to avoid any parents, but pre- and post-school drop-off, end quote.
9mm go bang.
He planned to barricade the doors with lumber to trap victims, showing cold calculation. In the videos, he flashes white supremacy signs, uses racial slurs, and wears a shirt saying, "Do it before the anxiety kicks in," while admitting, quote, "I am not well, I am not right, I am a sad person haunted by these thoughts that do not go away. I know this is wrong, but I can't seem to stop myself. I'm severely depressed and have been thinking of taking my own life for years. I've been dreaming of this moment, planning every detail because it's the only thing that makes me feel alive," end quote. So I want to know, do you guys think Robert's inner turmoil over his gender identity may have been a warning sign missed by those around him, including his own mother, who sounds like was pressuring him into transitioning? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's dig into one more haunting detail. In his videos, Robert claimed he had cancer from vaping, writing, "I think I am dying of cancer. It's a tragic end as it's entirely self-inflicted. I did this to myself as I cannot control myself and have been destroying my body through vaping and other means. Unfortunately, due to my depression, anger, and twisted mind, I want to fulfill a final act that has been in the back of my head for years." His final letters, signed Robin M. Westman, 2002 to 2025, with a bird drawing, said he wanted to go out on my own terms. He also wrote, "This plan is my escape from everything. My body, my pain, my failure. It's the only way I can be free." Another entry noted, "I want the world to remember me, not as trans, but as someone who took control." Now let's cover the attack itself. On August 27, 2025 at 8:30 a.m., 23-year-old Robert, armed with a legally purchased rifle, shotgun, and pistol, fired through Annunciation Catholic Church's stained glass windows during a back-to-school mass. 2 kids, 8 and 10, were killed in their pews. 17 others, 14 children, and 3 elderly parishioners were wounded, though expected to survive. He barricaded doors to maximize harm, then took his own life in the parking lot. And this is police audio from the Minnesota attack.
Active shooter 509 West 54th Street, Minneapolis.
That's actually true. Sounds like they had 20 victims. The eight troopers responded. We received a lot more medical.
Multiple victims. That's where EMS was coming in.
And anybody not on scene, do not respond to the scene. We should try and stage some resources on 35W northbound so that we can get some of these ambulances free flowing towards HCMC.
All units, you're heading to Minneapolis, mutual aid on a shooting.
Eight troopers arriving. We just need medical. Bring all the guys that you have.
We've got at least 4 criticals in the inside, the rest outside of the church. A couple DOAs, but at least 20 other patients.
We have 2 gunshot wounds, 2 patients with gunshot wounds to their head in front. There's also a critical patient in the rear of the church.
Transporting one 10-year-old male, red trauma, gunshot wound to the head. Minneapolis Children's. He is third vitally stable, possibly was just grazed.
One suspect with a gunshot wound to the head. Has a rifle and shotgun. He's down right now.
Possible active shooter 509.
This tragedy has sparked a national debate about transgender individuals and violence. Some conservatives point to a pattern, citing 6 mass shootings since 2018, allegedly by trans or non-binary people, like Nashville in 2023. But experts say these are rare, less than 1% of mass shootings since 1966. Trans advocacy groups argue Robert's actions reflect mental health issues, not his trans identity, and note trans people are 4 times more likely to be victims of violence than cisgender people, per a 2022 study. Officials urge focusing on the victims, not villainizing a community. What's your view on this debate? Again, let me know in the comments. Now for my opinion. Robert's manifesto reveals a young man consumed by self-hatred and confusion over his identity, his pain twisting into a deadly obsession with tragedies like Sandy Hook. Targeting a church tied to his childhood, where his mom worked, where he studied, feels like a desperate, warped bid for control. The mix of anti-Semitic slurs, anti-Trump rants, and contradictory messages in his journals shows a chaotic mind, not a clear motive. But killing innocent kids, that's where any empathy stops. This tragedy screams for better mental health support, stricter gun laws, and ways to catch these red flags before they turn deadly. Those kids deserve to grow up, and their families deserve justice. So that's the full story of this heartbreaking attack. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment because I read every single one. Bye, guys.